So, by quietening the mind totally and transcending the mind, alone can you awake into that higher state of consciousness. So long as you study the scriptures, reflect upon it, and come to understand the truth, it is always done with your intellect. That ultimate understanding from individual to individual will be slightly different. This is natural because it is an intellectual understanding, gathering informations and coalescing them together and coming to a rational conclusion. This will be conditioned by the type of mind that is contemplating upon or trying to understand. Communication is very difficult. In the management science, this art of communication is discussed, and to make the executives to understand that communication by word, by mouth is never complete and perfect. What are the instructions that you give to the subordinates must be immediately followed by a memo, by a written note. Because when you hear it, though I may try to explain what I want, my explanation may not be perfect, number one, and number two, you hear it and you interpret it with your mind. So if I now say to my, assistant, no, you need not go, and he understands that I must immediately go, now what can you do? After some time you make inquiries, where is he? He has already gone. Where gone? Gone to Haridwar. Hey, but I told him not to go and it's not necessary. Sir, he understood that you must immediately go there. This much of difference can be. This is generally in the conferences demonstrated. So the speaker, who is trying to demonstrate it, requests, can I have 3 volunteers? 3 volunteers are called, and they are kept in 2 different rooms, 1 and 2, and the 3rd volunteer is still standing, and he was told loudly, so that the whole audience may hear, that tomorrow we will start work in our office half an hour early, 8:30, because our boss is coming, we'll have a reception, and he will instruct what his thoughts are about the future of this company, and we will have a cup of tea, and then at 9 o'clock, we will start our work as usual, half an hour, tomorrow. The audience heard, you all heard now, and that man also heard, and then he is requested that would you go to room number 1 and communicate this to him. It's so simple. He goes and communicates to the number 1. And the number 1 at the end of it is been requested to go to number 2 and communicate the same idea. When both of them have done it, thank you, you can go and take your seat. Now the 3rd fellow has been, 3rd room, the 3rd man has been brought to the platform. Would you just explain to these people the message you got? Yes, so simple. What is it, the message you got? Tomorrow there will be no office. Because the boss is coming. By 8:30 in the night, they will have a dinner. And after the dinner, he will explain what he wants to say and we can depart. This much of difference. When I said to him, he understood. And then he explained to him, that man understood with his mental preparation. And the third fellow, he wanted only dinner and not morning tea. And a holiday, he added all that. That is exactly what he heard. What you said is different from what you hear. Communication by words is never complete. Why? You are trying to grasp it with your mind. The mind will grasp it according to the mood in which it is at that time. Therefore, any amount of study of the scriptures, you may vaguely know it, but what you understand is colored by your mental attitude. Therefore, we prepare by making you stay in the ashram for a long period of time, in the service of the teacher. It is not that the teacher wanted your service, but it is for your mind to come to the tune up. Then Vivek, Vairagya, Shat Sampatti, Mokshatva are all cultivated. It's all because to make the mind receptive. Then Shravana. Chances are that you might probably understand 60% of what the teacher says. Through manana, it reduces to 40%. Why? You had your own doubt. No, teacher could not have said like that. He must have said like this. Ultimately, what you have got is only 20% of Vedanta. When will you fully understand? When you yourself transcend the mind. Till then, whatever you hear. So that is a very, very important thing. And explains why so many schools of philosophy scoop up, spring forth in every language. Christianity, how many different groups are there? Why? Each one comes and says, this is what Jesus said. Jesus said only one thing, and it has been printed already. Yet its interpretation. So too we have got Advaita, Vishishtadvaita and Advaita. None of those teachers are bad, but that is how they understood. Nayayikas. 106 schools of philosophy, all of them indicating the Brahman. But the approach are different. The arguments are different. The evaluation of that state is different. So that the teacher said that so long as you are only understanding it with the intellect, it will not be the true knowledge because chanchalatva of the mind. Mind bada chalak hai. No, I don't know Hindi. Chalak hai, bada chalak. It is constantly changing. So the man, I explained to you, and you understand, honestly understand, and you go and do it. Then I howl at you. It's what did I tell you? What did you tell me? You said like that. I understood. No, you can't blame him. Though the thing was not properly done, you can't blame him. It is a natural thing in human mind. Therefore, the teacher said, it is only through experience of it directly. Na anyatha, there is no other way to understand Vedanta. All the study and sadhana are all preparation for it, But the real truth that is being enshrined in the Upanishads can be only experienced when you directly wake up to that state of consciousness. Ataha.
Atah samadhat svayatendriya san nirantaram shantamanah pratichi vidvamsayadvantamanadya vidyaya kritam sadekatva vilokanena.
Ataha, therefore, the intellect is not a dependable equipment that can give you the correct knowledge. Ataha, therefore, samadhatsva yatendriya san. Samadhi, quieten, yatendriya, with effort, indriya, the sense organs. San, having quietened the sense organs so that the mind is not gushing out and leaking out through the sense organs into the sense objects and entertaining those thoughts. Quieten the mind. Nirantaram shantamanaha pradiji. Let the meditative student, the seeker of reality, let him keep the mind constantly, as far as possible, peaceful and serene. It gets agitated because of various desires from subjectively in yourself. And you push the mind out because of the force of the desire. Or, even though there is no desire rising up, you are just all right. But you saw the other fellow's mouth is continuously eating something which is not there in the mouth. So you saw that. Then the mind wanted to know, what could it be? Chewing gum. I have no chewing gum. And I never get chewing gum. I am always suffering chewing gum. You start getting up and searching where I can get a chewing gum. Where did this idea come to you? From outside. Why? The other fellows, You understand? Whether it is right or wrong, nice or vulgar, beautiful or ugly, when you see that, the mind starts. I have not got it. I must get it. That sari, oh, beautiful. Once you saw that sari, can't get sleep. How to tell him when you know that he is in debts now, floating in debts. But at the same time, sari. All right, at the end of it, you got it. The moment you bring it home, you're suddenly wondering, what a stupid thing. I don't know why I wanted this. So you search for a cousin who will be wearing it as a gift you give. And you are thankful to the cousin that you took it away. And the cousin also thankful that, yeah, such a beautiful thing. Only when she goes home and opens it up, the design is not all right, the color is not all right. It goes on. Meaning, an individual who has controlled or quietened the mind, mind is no more leaking through the sense organs to the sense objects. Why? Because the mind is turned in devotion unto him. A serious goal in life, and you have been holding on. Nirantaram shantamana pradiji. Say nirantaram continuously. Maintain the mind in that peaceful state. Not that throughout the day you agitate the mind and then come and sit down for, what is that? For meditation. That one, suddenly you can't quieten the mind. The mind continues the stream in which it was going on. So that you have to practice. Even while you are contacting the world outside, things comfortable and uncomfortable will be coming to you. In all that, maintain that equipoise and balance within yourself by steadily considering or maintaining your contact with the goal that you want to reach. Vidvamsaya, slowly destroy. Dvandam anadya vidyaya, that all the darkness that are created by the anadi, avidya, the non-apprehension of the reality. That darkness slowly destroy. Kritam sadegatva vilokanena. How? Constantly sadega, sat, that reality, ega, one reality, vilokanena, constantly recognizing him, not only within but also outside. This knowledge must be constantly with you, like a Shruti Petti. You know, the musicians when they even our thunderous roaring kirtanists, what sound must be behind? And that terrible noise from behind, which covers all your mispronunciation and all your weaknesses in the music will be covered by that continuous hum. It's called Shruti, that one tune, that tone, yes, to be fixed up. Within the tone you play or you sing on, in the same way, this idea must be constant. Just as the mother always remembers the child at home, even though she is doing everything. Jaipur is a place where Rajasthan is a place where water is not available. Wherever water is there is all salty, brackish. Potable water is available only in a rare few wells. So all the ladies will have to go to that one for the water, to be drinking water. And they carry it in small vessels. And each one go back to home carrying the bags on the head, one over the other. This is the example Shankara often uses. And when they are going, they laugh, cut jokes. That is the women's club. Near the well is the club where many people are broken down and shaken. All kinds of stories have started. Is there? Their recreation. And as they are coming, they kick, they laugh and cut jokes, and each one kick and the other and all that. All these are going on. That one part of your mind is in the pot. If the pot tilts to the right, left, just as in your driving, the steering wheel, you have to be conscious that the wheel is going to the right or the left and therefore straighten it. In the same way, in all your contacts with the world outside, a serious student of contemplation must be consistently aligning his reactions to things in the light of the one Atman, the Self at all times. Sadegatva vilokanena. Vilokana, experiencing, not actually seeing with the eyes. Experiencing the presence of the one reality at all times.
Yogasya prathamadvaram Vangnirodho parigraha Nirasha cha niriha cha Nityamekanta shilata.
It's prescribing what should be the attitude in which you should live so that your sadhana is fattened from moment to moment. There is no obstacles come in the path. Number one, Yogasya, yoga yuja to yoke. So when you are striving to yoke the mental attention to the higher, withdrawing that from the lower to affect it to the higher, yogasya pradhamadwaram, the first door to enter into the palace of yoga, dwaram, meaning the first step. The very first step in yoga is vang nirodha, talk less. So you understand, this is all bhoga's place. This ashram is not for yoga. Why? Everybody howling as though in the railway station. I regret that that building was built there behind my room. All kind of animal noises come from there. As though I am living next door to a zoo. In a Buddhistic monastery, if you go, vihar, Buddhist vihar, no noise. Everybody is silent. Even walking, barefooted, but they walk also. Why? The other man may be meditating. Here, on the other hand, tape recorder just behind the man who is meditating. Why? That fool has a feeling that that tape recorder song is bhakti, develops. Devotion. Not a devotion for that Lord in him, and he is trying to move. No. I don't care. And if this tape is not available, that is why ashrams are built near jungles, so that you can go under the tree. The trees, I guarantee, they will not be disturbed by your kirtan. Go on kirtan doing. Or kirtan, in order to do, go to the temple and do it. Then if anybody foolish enough to go to the temple and meditate, let him suffer. Whether it is meant for extra or extraordinary, no. Outer sadhana, bhashya sadhana of japa and tapa and dhyana and puja and kirtan and bhajan and dance, that is meant for the temple. But those who are trying to meditate, so that first, walk nirodha, talk only minimal. You feel like talking, but you say, 10 times you stop it, that thought will die away. Why? What is the use of it? This fellow will not say that. He will not. Therefore, that's all. That's why the silence of the mind, silence of the speech, the mind becomes relatively quiet. Vag nirodha, aparigraha. This endless covetousness to possess things that belong to others. Any amount. Why do you want this? No, keep it, it may be useful. May be useful. Thus, such people start collecting strings on the roadside. Why? Kuch काम में आएगा. Old newspaper, you will never allow it to go away. Empty tins will never be thrown out. All collected. Garbage. It's only when the government helps you by transfer, it is at that time you take. then you start wondering why. Even then, our ladies will pack them up. And the fellow thinks that, this is truckloads. What are these things? When they open it, it's all garbage. Let's throw it away. You're angry and all that. You don't know, and whenever you want it, then you come to me, and then where am I to give it? It's all meant for you. Aparigraha. Parigraha, bhavana is in all human beings. To acquire, to maintain, to hold, to keep it. Reduce. Your needs reduce. And this hunger, endless hunger, have one more, plus one, plus one, plus one. Plus one is infinite. Okay? There's no end to it. Aparigraha, nirasha. Asha, hopes. Hopes of, then I'll go there, and then I'll get that and that, I know. This is how you are living, every one of us. Don't do any asha, desires, reduce desires. Niriha, attachment. And whatever desire has been fulfilled, those things, you are attached. If those things, a glass, you know it, when you purchase, you know that we have got children at home and it will break. So I try to keep it away from the children. Children have got somehow the capacity to grow up to the ceiling when they want it. They may be crawling on the roadside, but anything above them, they just start dropping down. And you hear the sound, you run there, aye! The whole family is there, and they stand there. Condolence visit. That glass broke, this cup broke, that salt broke, that set broke, this. Chi, niriha. No attachment to things that you have got. No hunger or expectation of the future time I will get those things. Declutch from the world of OET, BMI, PFT. Then only the mind will be available for contemplation. Cha nityam ekanda shilata. Nityam, continuously. Ekanda shila. Ekanda. What is English? Ekanda. Lonely. Ekanda shila, the character or behavior. Shila, habit. What? Ekanda, alone. So then, guests cannot come to your house. I hope that you came after lunch. The man comes there at 11 o'clock and you say, hope you have finished your lunch. I don't want to pressurize you. I will take my lunch. You sit down. After lunch, you see, the doctor has prescribed that I must lie down there. I'm going to lie down there. You are all right? Thank you. Why? Ekanda. I don't like anybody else in my place. Ekanda, alone. That is not the mean. Even if you give up the whole world and go to a lonely cave in the Himalayas which has not been occupied by anybody, from the day the world was created by the Creator, lonely, alone, far away from the madding crowd of ignoble strife, and sitting there, you can create a whole world around you. But you thought, ekanda, anda, tip. Ekanda, single-pointed. Ekanda, habit of consistently thinking of the Supreme and not allowing the mind to wander into the endless varieties of objects in the world outside. Ekanta Shilata, that habit of constantly keeping the mind single-pointed, exclusively contemplating upon the higher reality. This is the secret of achievement in anything. A man who wants to make money and become a millionaire, how? Ekanta Shilata. Go on thinking of how to make 1 naya paisa more. Whom to cheat, whom to kick, whom to kill, whom to destroy. Why? I may get that wealth also. Who is the greatest doctor or the engineer? Who is constantly thinking of medicine, collecting new ideas, remembering the conditions of the various patients and what they are doing, and how he missed doing the right thing to such a patient A and B, how C got cured without my effort. In spite of my medicine, C cured. So make inquiries. What happened? Then you hear that his mother-in-law gave him some chadi booty. So then make inquiries of what are the chadi booty and try to experiment upon it and then find. Thus he becomes a real great doctor. So too the engineer, so too a painter, so too an artist, a dancer. How do they become? Nirandara Chitta. Ekanta Chitta. And that is the secret of achievement. And if this ekanta self-application exclusively to your goal that you want to reach, if you are not able to maintain it, and some people have not got it, their mind wanders, they can never achieve it. They are a liability upon their society. They eat more than 3/4 of the food available in the society, producing nothing but, of course, the fecal matter. That is the only thing that they produce. But they are consistent. Whether you are a mathematician or a scientist or an artist or a writer, consistency is necessary. So ekanta shilata must be carefully understood, not that you leave everybody and go to a corner and then say that now I am ekanta. You can rot. That is the ekanta oneness, solitude, that you will be taken to that ekanta by others after your death. In the burial ground you have no company, only worms come and eat it. You see, that is not it. Ekantata is at all times remembering him. In Bhakti Marga you say, remember the Lord at all times. In Jnana Marga you say that the play of the consciousness. And in myself, the consciousness. The various thoughts I am conscious of, the various objects I am conscious of. The objects and thoughts by themselves are not attractive enough for me, but I am conscious of the consciousness that is illumining them.
Ekanta sthitirindrayo paramane. Eturdamaschetasaha. Samrodhe karanam shamena vilayam. Yayadaham vasana. Tenanandarasanubhutirachala. Brahmi sada yoginah. Tasmat chitta nirodha eva satatam. Karyah prayatnan munehe.
In a ladder, step by step. What is to be done, he said? Ekanta sthiti, when you are a little lonely, not always in the crowd, whether it is your own family or with others, in crowds. And our life is always in crowds. We are afraid to be all alone. Because whenever we are alone, we are thrown upon ourselves. We dare not meet ourselves. If there is nobody and you are all alone, early morning go for a walk, 4:30, 5 o'clock. You need not walk a long distance. Go to a park and sit down. Nobody. You are all alone. You enjoy the sight. Ah, how nice it is. How silent it is. Second day, same thing. How nice it is. How silent it is. The third day, again. So then you get tired. Your mind it got tired of seeing the nature, the beauty of the nature and the quietude around. And therefore, then what can you do? You can't remain without thought. What will be the thought? You start thinking about yourself. Okay? Then you start seeing a television. You, born in early childhood, so honest, so nice, devoted to your parents and really loving everybody. Then you grew up. High school revolt started. By the time you reached college, mommy and daddy is not nice. Only my friends are needed. And the friends are changed into one batch to another batch to another batch. See? You start seeing what a vulgar, ugly, stupid life you are living. You have developed the habits of smoking, drinking, drugs, running after women, money, for which you are ready to cheat, plunder, loot. A inefficient and incompetent devil. If you are a sufficiently efficient devil, that is respectable. No. Third-rate devil. And therefore you are caught everywhere because you are not intelligent enough to do the mischief. You understand? And be saved. No. And you are every day caught also. And everybody says that you are a rascal. No. You start seeing. This, when your neighbors told you, well-wishers told you, your family people told you that, you must give up, this is not the right way of living. You say, shut up, you are all jealous of me. I am dynamic. I will do what I want. Then when you are sitting down quietly, you just see how morally wounded and ulcerated, a dirty, filthy, foul-smelling inner personality you have got. These others were suffering when you were living, but you never noticed it. Suddenly you realize how ugly you are. Ekanda sthiti. Thus when you be alone with yourself, not even television, nor radio, just be yourself. Then you start interviewing yourself. You start seeing what an empty, purposeless life that I am living. Ekanda sthiti indriyo uparamane. That makes your sense organs which are going wild to the sense objects. Uparam. You start wondering, no, I should not have, I must change myself. Slowly you give up. The indriyas are able to withdraw themselves. They are dissipatory life in the midst of sense objects. Hedu is a cause. So then when you are alone, your sense organs become quietened slightly. Dhammascetasaha. Now when Dhamma is practiced, when the indriyas are come down, the indriya sense organs are no more reporting of the sense objects outside and disturb the mind or tempt the mind, and therefore chetas, the mind becomes quiet. Chetasa. Samrodhe karanam. To quieten the mind, it becomes easy when there is this Dhamma. In order to have Dhamma, the sense organs must uparanama. Uparam will come when you are all alone. See that step by step. Shaman karanam, shamena vilayam. These various karanas, the instruments of action, slowly becomes quietened. Vilayam yayad aham vasana. When thus the sense organs and organs of perception and action are quietened, the mind becomes a little quietened, calmed. The ego sense in you, it gets dissolved slightly, reduced, I mean. Aham vasana, tenanandara sanubhuti achala. When thus the ego quietens, the vasanas get eliminated, the sense organs are under control. All this started with ekanta living, exposing yourself to quietude and solitude for a short time during the day. All the other things automatically come step by step. And when those vasanas are reduced, your mind comes to perceive a greater and larger ambit of joy and bliss, which is the nature of the Atman, the Self. Rasanubhuti rachala, changeless, permanent, because it is not an experience through the chala, the ever-changing mind. It is beyond the mind and therefore achala, which is constantly the same at all times. Brahmi sada yoginaha. This is the Brahmic experience, the experience of Brahman, the one infinite reality, which yoginaha, the meditative persons, come to experience. Tasmad, therefore, chitta vritti, tasmad chitta nirodha eva satatam, chitta nirodha, controlling the mind from its running out into the world outside, through the sense organs into sense objects. This is what is to be achieved by all students of, seekers of the higher reality. Satatam karya prayatnad mune, a mananashilavan, one who is wanting to reach out to the higher through contemplation. He must continuously and constantly be alert and vigilant for the condition of the mind and keep the mind calm and serene at all times. If your attention is not always there, policing the mind. I've seen there is the large public meetings where bamboos are cut. Each individual has to remain only in that corner, and 20,000 people are sitting. They are all brought from the village for this purpose, in a truck. So in the truck, they waited for the truck for 1 hour, then in the truck 2.5 hours. Then as soon as they got down from the truck, they were driven into this meeting place. And in the meeting place, another 3 hours they waited for the meeting to start. And all the time, all around, policemen are there with long bamboo sticks. That is because the policeman wants some support to hang on. It is at that time that an old man slowly gets up because he couldn't keep it anymore in his bladder. It is more than 5 hours, and therefore he wants to go. The moment he wakes up, the bamboo stick comes, hey, baitho wahan, baitho wahan. Why? that has been told that nobody should go because we have spent money and brought them here and they should not roam about. The man helplessly look at him. Again, after 10 minutes, the old man again gets up. The bamboo stick comes. You suffer and decide that next time when they bring the bus, I will not get into the free transport. But he is not allowed to get up until at last he does it where he is sitting. That is why after this public meeting, you can't go into that field. It is terrible. I'm told that if you want to organize such large meetings, you give a contract for putting those bamboos. The price of bamboo as well as the workmanship you pay. But at the end of it, you have to remove it. We have to pay 1.5 times the wages. Workers will not come. Why? You have to remove it, isn't it? They want a dhoti to be put around. In the same way, don't allow the stupid, sensuous thoughts to rise in the mind. Is it right? Right. The thought in the mind will say, just a little, let me think. No! That's vigilant. Don't allow until at last. No more will it get up. Why? It does it there itself. So then, next time when you hear policing the mind means all these pictures must come so that there will be no doubts about it. How can it be? How can it be? Look at the tragedy of that old man. He had to sit up. Karanam tenanandara sanubhuti achala brahmi sada yoginaha tasmad therefore chitta nirodha eva satatam karya. At all times, a spiritual student must pursue this vigilant attention of the mind and never allow the mind to jump up in imagination, worries of the past, anxieties of the future. Don't allow it. Bang it. Keep quiet. Ram, 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 Ram. Back again. Brahma Tattvamasi. This you continuously repeat. Satadankariam prayatnat mune. And we don't say that it is easy. Prayatnat. By effort, by putting forth all your attention, maintain. It is a 24 hours program. It is a cultural development. It is not an accidental something. It is not a miracle. It is not a magic. But it is a growth, a cultural revival in yourself. The old culture dies away, a new attitude in life to be developed.
Vacham niyachatmanitam niyacha buddhau dhiyam yacha cha buddhi sakshini tam chapi purnatmani nirvikalpe विलाप्य शान्तिं परमां भजस्व.
This you are doing, daily doing, isn't it? Your part of the cards you take. Clubs. So the other fellow, clubs. Hearts. The other fellow. Club of hearts. Double! And you must see the drum. Each time you spread it out, look at it, and look at their faces of others. Now, from Paramatman, you have come out. Now how am I to go to the Paramatman? Hold it up back. That is all. From that which is your true nature, due to the non-apprehension of reality, the mind projected, identified with the projections, here you are, a stupid ego, incompetent, inefficient, unhappy, miserable. Now how am I to go? Close up. All the projections close up. But how will I do it? Slowly. Then hold it nearer the heart and then declare the Maha Mantra. Hearts! The other fellow, no. I don't know who has got the spades. That is why I am looking at each other. By that time, my partner kicks me on my leg. Double! Why, she has got it. These are all going on. That is all under the table. Unmanifest. Manifested is this every day going on in you. You have not seen it. The unseen thoughts and plans, what all things are going on in the mind. Outside, Namaste Swami. That is down below. Thus in playing cards, it is not only on the table. Under the table, what all plans are going on. You understand? Here, vacham niyached. Melt and emerge or merge into the speech, Atmani, in your mind. There, this is what Kathopanishad said, how to withdraw. Now, when watch, there walk, speech. Speech there stands as a representative MLA to represent all the 5 instruments of action. Your responses to the world outside is not only speech. Speech, hands, legs, genital organ, anus. These are the points at which you respond to the world outside. Stop all response. So if anybody came and said, you are a rascal, Narayan, you feel like telling him that, what a fool you must be to think that I am a rascal. No, I would like to kick him and say, Shanta. That speech that came out of the mouth to reply your mother-in-law. Educate her that she is a devil. You feel like swallow it. You keep it in the mind. So all responses, walk, speech, let it merge in the mind, never come out into manifestation. And then This mind, let it merge into your buddhi, the intellect. Meaning, let the intellect consider that why should I respond like that? When such a stupid thing is there, why should I? A woman going. It came up to the throat. Merge it in the mind. Let it not come out. I feel like whistling, but don't whistle it. Control it. And the mind will say, then why did you control it? You should have been, it's a wonderful chance to whistle. And when I whistle loudly enough, she may turn back and look at me and all that sort of thing. The intellect explains. Her brother also must be very near, and therefore before she turns back, you will get it chappal on your face. It's good that you did not whistle. The intellect explains to the mind, don't regret, you have done the right thing. That attitude or response to the world outside, quietened in the mind, and the mind reflects upon it, or the intellect explains the mind, and the mind is calm. That mind is merged in the intellect. And the intellect again, niyached buddhaudhiyam yacha cha buddhi sakshini. That intellect again, quieten it in the contemplation of the sakshi, the consciousness that is illumining the thoughts of the intellect. The outer thought, outer action is silence in the mind. The mind is silence in the intellect. The intellect, your attention from the intellect is shifted now to the sakshi. Whatever be the thoughts in your mind, intellect, they are all illuminated by the sakshi, consciousness, the self, the Atman, sakshi. Tam chapi purnatmani nirvikalpe. That sakshi is only a sakshi, a witness, so long as there are thoughts in the intellect. Then it is a witness. When you turn your attention to the sakshi, your attention is no more in the thoughts. Thought cease. So when thought cease, it is no more a sakshi. It is no more a witness. But that witnessing attitude is ends. And it becomes pure consciousness, which is no more a witness because there is nothing for it to witness. Therefore this sakshi again, purnatmani nirvikalpe, in that nirvikalpa vikalpa virahita, thoughtless state of pure consciousness, vilapya, merge therein, shantim paramam bhajasva. That is the only state when you can really experience what is supreme peace. Because you are no more in the world of objects and plurality. There is no more a mind. It is a mind that makes it all your peaceless disturbances and agitations. When there are agitations, there is no shanti in your mind. There is no shanti, there is no sukha or happiness. When you quieten it with the merging it all into the Atman, the self, experience directly yourself. Paramam Shanti, supreme peace, not a temporary peace, temporarily quietening the mind, but it is perpetually. Paramam Bhajasva, come to experience that pure self.